Hey, Space Sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper. We are, I think, getting into the late game now. We're well into exploration of the Greenway. We're busy diving deeper into this spore sample business, and it appears I was just about to sleep, so let's do that. Sleep in this dorm now. I suppose it's probably nicer than a shipping container, so I'll take it. Okay. That is not a great series of rolls, but it'll have to do. Let me check. I forget what I needed to do in order to fix my house. Right, I just need to put work into it. Okay. We're not all that great at it, but let's get started. A++. You track down a difficult leak and close it up. After working, you look over the wreck of the unit. Almost there. Okay, how long do I have before, Okay, not very long before she's got another job. We will see what her problem is. So then let's see. We need spores and we need mushrooms, right? We really need spores more than anything. So let's collect some. Okay, plus 2 spores. That's enough that we can plant, well, turn the last one in here so we can progress this. Sleeper, you warm my heart with each delivery. Okay. Sleeper, Rico greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here, come see. She beckons you over to a heavyweight-looking console wired to a series of specimen jars, some of which contain your spores. What does it say? The spores you have here are a real cocktail, a selection of types from within the groves, but I've been able to isolate a few. She taps one of the specimen jars. Here we have Tricholoma matsutake. Rico breezes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciation as if it was nothing. A species Solheim somewhat modified for use on the station. She brings up a panel on her console showing a chemical composition, all gradient bars and obtuse acronyms. This is the composition of the Solheim modified Matsutake spores. Modified? Yes, every species on the eye is a tweaked variant of Solheim's, of course, but that's not the point. Rico brings up another panel, identical in layout, but with wildly different colors and numbers. You see, this is what your Matsutake spores look like. They have evolved, I take it? That's the conclusion, yes. Rico glances at the specimen jar as if it might have something to add. They are fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. She leans back and sighs. Solheim may have introduced their own tweaked versions in the beginning, but the groves have, and still are, affecting them. How? It's hard to tell without samples of fully grown mushrooms. She meets your eye, and herein lies our problem. She moves to another desk where 2 trays sit side by side. The first contains nothing but plant mulch. The second you smell before you even look at it. The pungent aroma of the fruiting matsutake like rotting, sodden overalls laced with an edge of spice. The matsutake here are grown from Solheim stocks, pulled from a spore vault in this complex. She winks. They are delicious, by the way. She sets them aside. The empty tray is germinated with the spores you collected. No activity, no germination, nothing. But the groves are full. Yes, they are. Rico looks at you directly, and you suddenly realize how much she's enjoying this. So here's our puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the groves won't grow in the lab, but gathering fruiting bodies from the groves is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting body from some of these spores so we can track it, understand it. In short, I need you to become my mushroom farmer. Well, about that, I already started. Rico looks impressed. Well, well, an eager mycologist. I'd never have guessed. I assume you set yourself up in the aviary? I've been eyeing that place up for its proximity to the groves. Bring me whatever grows, not just matsutake. There's more than a couple of variants in there, so I'll need plenty of samples. She plucks a Matsutake cap from the tray. These little things are reflections of their conditions, their smell, their taste, their chemistry. It all derives from the conditions of their growth. She smells the cap. Enough of these and we'll have a picture of what's happening here, of the ways in which this biosphere is modifying itself or being modified, whichever the case may be. Riko pops the Matsutake cap into her mouth, taking you by surprise. Don't worry, Sleeper, she says while softly chewing. If this turns out to be a dead end, I'll make sure that not a single mushroom will go to waste. I'm sure you will. Okay, so we need to get farming. I guess I have one mushroom I can hand in already, too. Or two, actually. Let's see here. Okay, she needs... she needs 12 mushrooms from the aviary. Matsutake caps are better. Gyro caps are okay. I also have club head caps, but apparently she doesn't want those. The pale and delicate Gyro mushrooms are more abundant than the Matsutake, but Riko says they still help the process. The rich and pungent Matsutake caps are Riko's preferred subject of study, something about their environmental sensitivity. Okay, wait, did I have other demands for the mushrooms still, though? Hold on. Repair that. Bind that. I assume that's, like... I assume this will eventually lead me to that. Mushrooms there. Oh, Memphis wants Matsutake caps, too. So we really need to grow mushrooms. Okay. I'll hand my Gyro caps in here. I assume that's one. Oh, no, that's two. What's a Matsutake cap do, then? I guess we'll just find out. Whatever. Oh, that's three. Okay. Not a huge difference, but notable. I am pretty short on credits. Well, I guess I'm fine, because I have, what do these guys want? Gyro caps. Okay. Well, I can get that done pretty easily. And then with the rest, I think it's probably too hazardous to try to... Well... I could take a shot, I guess. Hey, +1 spore. At this point, that's more helpful than anything else would be to me. Let's take another risk. Worst case, we lose some energy. Hey, +1 spore. Okay, that was risky, but it actually paid off. So we could get this farm up and running this turn, which is good, because there's a delay. There's not actually even that much I can do while I'm waiting, so... I mean, I can gather more spores so we can start planting again right away. But other than that... I mean, I gotta work on my house and on the sidereal horizon, but... Okay, we are starving. That's not ideal. Oh, what a terrible series of dice rolls. Holy cow. Well, let's go buy some food from Memphis, who is here. Oh. Oh, he's busy making my oh, I already gave him all the caps. Okay. Well, then I need to go buy food from somewhere. I also need credits, but I think I have so much data. We have enough data to sell to... well, I can work for these guys for, yeah, but I'm not very good at it. What's the negative result here? I mean, this is such a terrible die, I might as well. It's not really clear to me that there's any actual consequence from not being good at that. I just got 2 energy. Or 3 energy, even. I think it was 2. No, it must have been 3. You're assigned to work in the dorms, cleaning and repairing. It isn't the best work, but the meal at the end is welcome when it arrives. What if you get like 4 energy or more if you're successful fully at that? This is just scrap, right? Yeah. Okay, so... Man, this is not even really worth trying, right? No. That I'm not that great at. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm not even gonna touch that right now. We're just gonna go over here. And let's see if we can work on our house, maybe. Worst case, we lose energy. Let's try it. Okay, +1. And I guess with the last one, we just do some hacks. It's still worth money, so... might as well. I mean, we're gonna have to buy a new stabilizer soon, so... every hack is worth more money. Okay. Sleep. Hopefully we get a better set of 4 dice and not one of them above, what, 3? That's not much better. Okay, well, the game hates us. Let's gather up. Let's just try to directly gather some... actually, no. We want to replant as quickly as possible, so let's gather some spores. Okay, 2 spores. Take a slight risk to try to grab a 3rd. Okay, perfect. Now we're set to replant. So anything else... I could work for Rabia too, I forgot about that. Oh, and then how much longer also on this? 1 turn only, okay. I haven't really prosecuted this at all. We're not exactly going to be super great at it either. Certainly not with these dice. We could try to patrol the ward, it would just cost us energy if we were bad at it. Oh, Emphis. Emphis is preparing the Matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. These are good, Sleeper. Very good, he says without looking up. I bartered with Mingi for some kelp, too, so we can brew the dashi. Dashi? A soup base. Very good. Emphis slides the sliced matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. Been soaking it since last cycle, Emphis explains. Should be good to warm now. He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. We have some time now. He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there is one difference this cycle. He smiles. You have been the one providing the ingredients, so it is my turn to provide a story. Okay. Good. This story is important to me. He gestures for you to both sit on the folding stools behind the stall. You see these? Emphis runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. Conway called it an anchored interface rig, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulder. They drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down the arm. He taps each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A 1-to-1 mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people in even stronger suits tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating years signed up, from company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death. He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones. Bad stuff. So after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there we were, hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home back to that company colony that spat us out to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis, they folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars, but what burns worst is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Memphis reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It is ready. Thank you for the story. Thank you for listening to me. I will not let their story die, that as long as I am telling it, it will remain. Memphis pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands, the smell drifts up, rich and sharp like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Memphis busies himself with cleaning the pans in the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Then he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It's not that there's nothing to say, it is that sometimes, in the moments after something, speaking breaks the spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Memphis taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savoring the final dregs of broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty, and a little more full than before. Well, that's pretty epic, actually. Okay. Should I just get +1 on that? Reroll all your dice once per cycle is kind of nice. Maybe we'll save for that first. Okay, well, we're full. I guess I can try for this. Worst case, I lose some energy. Okay, well, lost some energy. And halfway there. Okay. Let's rest a cycle. There's not really any imminent timers anymore. I'm guessing there's still something in the background or something, but nothing imminent since we... Oh. Sleeper! Moritz is waiting for you on your way out. How have you been? Busy? I see. He nods. Well, I'll get right to it then. Bliss sent me down. We've scored another contract and she needs your help. That's the message. He pauses. Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but you did good work. Bliss knows that. It's, no problem this once. Okay then. He pauses again. She's doing her best, you know? Well, let's see. He doesn't respond. See you up there. Moritz turns and strides off, leaving in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time you think to yourself it'll work out. Surely we're only being scammed a little bit. I mean, it's not that bad, right? Get some good dice rolls this time we can waste on it. Let's see here. Sycamore seed, Haifa farm freighter. Interesting. Needs to be reinforced and sealed, otherwise the crop will be lost. The internal biome is in trouble. Every action will bring it closer to collapse. Oh boy. Sacrifice a section. Vent a section and you have a better chance of saving the remaining crops, but you will lose some in the process. The question is how many? Welding in a zero-G farm is tricky. The torch, the sealant, everything can damage the crop you're trying to save. If I use a good one on this, then it'll be okay. Yeah. You vent the section in a progressive sequence, allowing Bliss to rapidly rescue crops while you work. You gain more than you lose. Alright, now... Do I have a time limit on this? Not really. I'm guessing maybe this. Probably. Probably that will tick up. Well... Let's just keep on welding. Yeah. That did make that worse still, yeah. With Bliss at your side, you work neatly. It's impossible to cause no damage, but you limit it as best you can. Do I want to pour more onto this right now? No. There's no clear, strict timer, so I'm gonna go use my last of these on a couple other things. First of all, housing. +1. Second of all, How's the farm doing? Not quite ready to harvest. I'll tell you what, let's just put the last one into housing again. That's like... It's very straightforward, so I think we just finish it and we should be good now. Okay, +1. Alright, now... I need to sell some data. There should probably be a way to mass sell this. I have so much. At this point, it's pretty much my only income stream, but I do still have a way to sell, yeah. Sell a couple more. Let's get a little more liquid. Okay, that said, we have plenty of cash with which to buy a stabilizer. And okay, let's inject some stabilizer. And end cycle. We are starving. That's okay. Just pay Amphis for some food. Some fungus. They have a terrible series of dice again. Let's go ahead and prioritize getting this done, so we can find out if we're being scammed or not. Okay, plus, and plus, and okay, we're not gonna finish it this round, but pretty close. And then the others, well, it's not very good odds to tell you the truth. Guess I'll risk it. Look at that, it was worth it. Okay. I'm just gonna use the rest to hack, since we've just established that this is pretty much our income. Oh, that's not, me. Yeah. Every one of these is effectively worth 20, sometimes 25 cryo with that perk. So it's pretty much better than any of the actual jobs that exist. Alright. That's all we got for this round, I think. Sleep again. Oh, wait, the farm. Was the farm ready to harvest? Oh. I don't want to lose cycles on that, but it might have been. Okay, well, don't let it go unharvested this time. Let's go straight over to it. Okay, let's harvest, yeah. Okay, +2. +2. I'm just gonna use my good ones on this, because... yeah. We got, like, what, 5 Matsutake caps and a club head cap? Quite good. Now, thanks to my foresight, we can just immediately replant. Actually, the one problem I have is I didn't get any gear roll caps because I was too damn good there. But I need some to give to them. Oh well. Here, I have more than enough Matsutake caps to finish your study here. Boom. You hand over the caps, and Riko looks pleased. My amateur mycologist. Thank you. Riko meets you at the entrance to the lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye. Walk with me, Sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the main commune building. When people first crossed what we call Founder's Gap into the Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andre Erlin. At the time, Erlin was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos, competing factions, failing systems, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. You both crossed through a glass-roofed tunnel, the Greenway outside crowded with vines and branches dappling the light. Erlin had written the Greenway off. Cut off from the rest of the station and linked to a broken spoke, he claimed it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause or as good as. Riko continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There weren't many of us, but we believed what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. She pauses to catch her breath, her voice cracking. It's difficult to know if from effort or emotion. What we found was a disaster, nothing like what you see here. Half of the Greenway was leaking oxygen into space, the plants flash frozen. The other half was a swamp of mulch as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard, we lost good people, we cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed, but we kept on working, talking less and less because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the Greenway was going to die, so would we. What changed? Everything. Riko smiles. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the Greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time we reaped the fruits of our labor. Riko smiles, looking up at you. We thought it was us, that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the Greenway. Until today. You pass into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Haifa members planting and harvesting. For a while, Riko was quiet, and you both simply observed the hypnotic movements of the worker crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Riko smiles to herself. I should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor, Riko following some direction unknown to you. What you have shown me is that back then, the Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the Matsutake or Girol caps you've been growing? Yeah. I imagine they were delicious, nutritious, almost uniquely so, she muses. After all, they were designed for you. Riko has a mischievous look. At first I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs, or from the grove different to each other. But what I've come to understand is that it is the person growing them. The Matsutake and Girol caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans, but for a sleeper like you... Riko smiles as she leads you into the internal garden of the commune, where the Haifa members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something. A response. It was as if this place was not just alive as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways. Communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Riko stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing fruiting bodies for you, for me. It's adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying all the signs of sentience. How? That is what I wish to know. What being is in control here? Riko sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you have been growing the Gyrols and the Matsutakes in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Yes. Riko can barely contain her excitement. I should like to see those. Please bring me some next time you're here. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Riko interrupts the silence. There is a species of mushroom that I haven't seen in years. It is dark, short, shaped like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. These, club headcaps right here. They were succumbing to some infection, some mold growing deep in the dark mulch that drowned this place. At that point, we thought we were lost. And then these mushrooms emerged from that same black mold. We tested them and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural processes of this ecosystem, even if the timescales seemed absurdly short. But what I am wondering is if that antidote was a gift. Riko meets your eyes. Perhaps if you are patient, you will receive your gift too, Sleeper. You both sit for a while, Riko seemingly done telling stories for today. You watch the light playing off the leaves and plants around you and wonder what forces could be at play in this place. After a while, you stand and leave, with a quiet nod to Riko, leaving her to her memories. But clearly we met the gardener when we first arrived here, the virtual entity. There's still nothing to interact with in virtual space here, but we met the gardener briefly, and we have a seed. I just don't know what to do with it yet, but I think we're getting there. Here, have our, Riko's eager to see the club head caps that have grown in the aviary. She hasn't seen mushrooms like this in decades. Here you go. Only got 2, though. You hand them over to an eager Riko, who immediately begins work on the samples. Okay, we're gonna have to grow one more, well, 4 cycles, and we'll see. Other than that, maybe we do some work for the commune to get some energy. Workable. You're assigned work in the canteen, feeding others. The work is hard, but you enjoy sharing the effort with the other members. Okay, and then the last one we'll just use for a hack or something. Okay. We're close to finishing up several things. I imagine next day we should finish the, as long as our dice rolls are somewhat decent. Yeah, that's okay. We should be able to finish this Bliss project, and we should be able to finish our new apartment. And ba-boom. Sycamore seed saved, baby. You and Bliss are floating in the bay's airlock, waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes as you wait. They float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Clean work. Bliss bows a little. Well, thank you, Sleeper. You didn't do so bad yourself. She checks her tool belt. Seems like we are getting into a good rhythm. The now familiar sequence of clunks and rattles sound out, and then the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know something has once again gone wrong. What's all this? Bliss asks a confused-looking Moritz. Beside him are a set of crates anchored to the bay floor. He has clearly just brought them in through the bay's freight lock. Moritz looks nervously between the two of you before answering. It's payment. He runs a hand along the crate. The Sycamore Seed crew just brought them over. He stops, but seeing the look on Bliss's face adds, they were very thankful. I bet they were. She clenches her fist. What the hell is inside? Moritz leans over and struggles with the catches on each side of the top crate. As he does, Bliss turns to you. Don't say it. Bliss stares at his face. Don't you dare say it. Don't. She gives you a hard look. This isn't my fault. Moritz finally gets the catches free and the lid floats off, drifting up into the bay. As it does, a small brown lump floats up with him. Moritz reaches out and catches it as it passes him. Is that a mushroom? Bliss finishes. A damn mushroom? They paid us in mushrooms? Not just mushrooms. He holds out a clump of tightly packed leaves. Produce. Bliss starts laughing. Goddamn Haifa commune. Should have known they didn't have a chit to rub between them. She knocks a small brown mushroom across the bay. Stop, Bliss. Moritz grabs her hand. These are good. Fresh. We can sell them. To who, Moritz? Are we running a grocer's now? We didn't cry, otherwise this whole bay will be shut down. We can't pay for parts with leafy greens. She waggles them in Moritz's face. Well, Moritz is right. Bliss raises an eyebrow. Fine, maybe Moritz is right, but what do we do between now and market day? She rubs her forehead. What a joke this place is turning out to be. Moritz closes up the crates and starts moving them. It isn't that bad, Bliss. It's a step in the right direction. He glances at you, looking for backup. They'll sell well. Bliss sighs. Looks like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers. She laughs. Prove me wrong, then. Show me this is a windfall. She kicks away towards the new, patched-together terminal. Until then, I'll be working out how to keep this place open. Moritz mouths a thank you and goes back to moving the crates. You'd better be on your way, too. Great. Still no money. I don't even have a clear-cut way to try to sell things. Hopefully Moritz is, on it. Okay, let's finish our damn house. Hell yeah. Repaired unit. Okay, we can sleep here now. Oh. Hell yeah, stray animal. I want a pet. You buy the crackers from a shop unit downstairs and crumble them up into a tray. Something moves in the shadows. It's a cat. Hell yes, it's a cat. The stray hops up onto a work surface and looks out at the unit's small window. It doesn't acknowledge your presence. It just sits there beside the tray of crumbled crackers, staring out at the low end. What is this cat's story? Are there more on the station? You haven't seen another in the low end, but in this vast megastructure that means little. There could be a whole colony of cats like this one down in the Warrens. You look at its sleek dark fur and sharp eyes. It doesn't look ragged. It looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the stray's apartment which you're squatting in. Though the stray is looking out at the station, you feel its attention on you, waiting for you to spring your trap. You remain relaxed and watch as something flickers in its eyes, perhaps the reflection of a passing ship. The stray settles a little and starts eating, picking at the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you. A recognition of a life, totally unlike your own, but still somehow connected, parallel, even interwoven. The stray licks crumbs from its fur. You like it here? The stray flicks their tail at the sound of your voice. It's hard to imagine the stray liking anything, or at least being vulnerable enough to admit to it. But the stray's pleasure at existing here in this place shines through its every sinew. It's not that the stray is always happy on the eye, but that the stray is engaged by this place. It is alive here. You turn your eyes to the window, the one that the stray looks out of, and you both watch the stars and the ships together. You feel something pass between you and the stray, a kind of acknowledgement of each other, a sense that each of you might share something with the other, a point of connection. Then all at once, the stray yawns wide, hops down from the unit, and brushes along your legs, and then it's gone, out through the unit door and back into the corridors at the low end. Hell yeah, a cat. You buy the crackers and put them out, the stray will always come. I could just spend all my money forever on this, and I probably should. Okay. What else? Greenway. Flotilla. Bliss, but that's struggling. We're growing club heads, we're working on that. We could do some work for the Yatagans, since we haven't followed up on that at all. And go fishing for a couple of gear roll caps, maybe. Yeah. We're just not that good at this work. I guess I'll put one of the good ones in here, why not? Okay, only +1, but plus energy too, that's nice. You help a dentist running a surgery from their unit with their equipment. They offer you a restorative infusion and you feel better immediately. Nice. Okay. We can do some work on the side reel too. It's been ages and we're not close to finishing, so... Plus 15 cryo, plus 1. Alright. Oh, I forgot, I have another upgrade point. Let's grab this. That has the potential to be quite good. Next we'll grab this plus 1. I think this does only cost 1 upgrade point, so... Getting the plus 1 in the last category would be nice. Although we're running low on quests, but it's alright. I don't know why I just did that, honestly. I'm not putting this dice into there, so... Oh, wait. Okay. Not much of an improvement, but... Yeah, I don't think there's anything I could usefully put that into still, probably. You know, worst case I lose some of this new energy, I guess. Okay. You help a destitute man to the Tambor's kitchens where they feed him freely. You stay behind with the chefs and sample the dishes. Nice. And I have a housing unit. Feed cat. Stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not. Yeah, that's a cat. Alright. We might get some Girol caps from what we're growing, but on the other hand, we might not. Because it seems to be the rare ones. So let's try to grab some Girol caps from here. Oh, wait, I have 3? When did I get those? Huh. Okay, well. At the risk of biting off more than we can chew, because we still have a few other quests going, let's bring the Girol caps. Ash asked you to bring supply. Thanks for watching, Space Sailors. Hope you enjoyed. New episodes will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like or subscribing. And have a nice day, Space Sailors. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.